Hello guys, this is Shining Noctowls, and today I have a wee bit of a different piece that I composed. I normally don't combine short story elements with poems per se, but I felt it would be good to do it with a piece such as this. This piece in particular is called The Warrior of Darkness and Light, and it's one of my, I think, most impactful pieces I've written in a very, very long time, actually. And I hope you all enjoy it as well. It's something that was inspired by one of my favorite MMOs or video games called Final Fantasy XIV. And I think it may bring some illumination or at least some interest for those who may resonate with the message. Um, so, let us begin. A warrior of light was walking a road, as he sighted a dark-armed figure with a greatsword. He immediately recognized him to be the warrior of darkness, and immediately swung his axe at him without hesitation. The warrior, recognizing his presence long before he even knew, immediately countered the axe's downward swing, propelling it up in the air as the warrior of light was caught off guard, soon after bringing his greatsword within an inch of the frightened warrior. The warrior of light, closing his eyes as he inevitably awaited his doom, recognized that after a few moments that he was still alive, bewildered that his life had not ended swiftly. He opened his eyes again, seeing the intense gaze of his combatant. "You seem to have the wrong idea," spoke the greatsword warrior. "If you asked me why I spared you, I think it's important to recognize the true motives of he who challenges you." Perplexed, the warrior of light was confused, but then he inevitably recognized that his opponent wasn't merely the evil, dark individual he imagined him to be. "So you can see that I am not without a measure of merit, are you? With you seemingly being so obsessed with immediately cutting down anything that you perceive as dark," spoke the greatsword individual. "If you believe darkness that which does not have a measure of merit or forgiveness, then I believe you are sorely mistaken. Now I ask you, why do you believe I spared you?" as his greatsword inched just a hair closer. The puzzled warrior, looking at the eyes of his seemingly executioner of an opponent, could see a spark of flame and illumination deep within the abyss of his combatant's stare. "I see you can see a flicker of light within my dark eyes, I take it. Do you recognize that which I wish to impart to you?" as his voice spoke with a measure of intensity. The astonished warrior sat in a sense, believing he would not have given his opponent the same level of mercy, began gazing downward. "So you finally recognize the mistakes one can make if he believes himself to blindly be too great and noble, that you have forgotten your own vulnerabilities and weaknesses. Instead of simply looking down, I would rather you look up at me and see that which you still believe to be right and good, and within yourself amidst the layer of shadow." The warrior, recognizing the kindness his opponent had showed him, as well as his sincere desire deep within to help and protect others, as well as do what he believes is right, once again lifted his eyes towards his opponent, that now had seemingly become his teacher. "Men slay, kill, and bring death, whether it be through battle or through the nourishment of one's sustenance. That is indeed an unavoidable reality. However, men can also bring love, kindness, forgiveness, and healing, if you can only see the illumination through the shadows. I ask you, what do you have to say to this?" The warrior looked in his teacher's eyes, and could see the level of kindness and strength that spoke from the depths of his soul to come to such a point. "I believe you're right. Men do inevitably bring death, but they can also inevitably bring life and rebirth as well." The greatsword warrior smiled, as a crow raven would, and slowly drew his sword from his student's neck as he sheathed his sword. "I am satisfied with your answer. You seem to now recognize a sliver of illumination in the shadows. That is good enough for me." As the greatsword warrior began to walk away, the warrior of light called to his teacher, "Teacher, what am I to do without your continued lessons to guide me?" The greatsword individual chuckled as he slowly poked the forehead of his student. "That is something you will need to find within yourself. if you ever have need of my guidance, know that I will be within you, a constant reminder of that which needs to be illuminated. And so ends a chapter of the Warrior of Darkness and Light, who walked away from his student, yet imparted a seed that would inevitably change the fate of his course, that would bring much illumination, healing, and forgiveness, as he journeyed through the shadows and inevitably found a measure of peace, respite, solace, and illumination. And this is my pen name, Gem Shadow Illuminated. I hope you guys really enjoyed that piece. It's a very deep piece that I think is something that I'm really glad I was able to come up with and kind of write in a sense and compose. And I hope that the message will speak to you in a way, especially for my Final Fantasy XIV fans. Anywho, guys, I hope you all take care and have a good rest of the day, afternoon, or evening. Peace.